Good afternoon. I'm Mai Rodriguez. Today on Newsfeed at noon, House lawmakers defending Congress's move to realign the budgets of the Education Department and PhilHealth. Malacanang holds another concerto sa Palasyo, this time to honor the local film industry. U.S. President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris look back on their administration's achievements during the Democratic National Committee's holiday reception. And the UP Fighting Maroons completing their redemption tour as they dethrone the De La Salle Green Archers to reclaim the UAAP men's basketball title. Thanks for joining us. We begin with House leaders defending the realignment of the budgets of the Education Department and PhilHealth as within the bounds of the law. They also clarify the realigned PhilHealth funds will be given to other health-related government spending. Zandro Ochona has more on this. Zandro.
Several House leaders clarified that education remains to be the priority of the Marcos administration, despite the DepEd allocation that may look lower than the 1 trillion pesos DPWH allocation. House Assistant Majority Leader Jude Asidre said budgetary priority does not equal highest budgetary allocation. Several education-related budget allocations are not directly allocated under the DepEd budget. Asidre also defended the PhilHealth budget realignment. He said the more than 74 billion pesos allocation removed from the PhilHealth budget will be reallocated to the Philippine Cancer Center, expansion of the National Kidney Transplant Institute, and the Lung Center of the Philippines, and for other specialty centers on regional hospitals. Meanwhile, in another story, the Senior Citizens Party List Representative Rodolfo Ordanes has filed a resolution to investigate and possible suspension of franchises of ride-hailing and food delivery apps. Ordonez said that this is for improperly applying senior citizen and persons with disability discounts on food deliveries. Mai?
Thank you for that report, Zandro Ochona. More trouble for PhilHealth as a congressional probe is eyed for its alleged failure to expand health insurance benefits. That's holding over 700 billion pesos in reserves and more than 500 billion pesos in investable funds. For Appropriations Committee Vice Chair and Ako Bicol Party List Representative Raul Angelo Bongalon, Congress should look into where PhilHealth invested their funds and see whether or not the agency's officials benefit from it. This comes in the wake of Congress's decision to defund PhilHealth's premium subsidies for 2025. Convicted OFW Mary Jane Veloso has been transferred to Jakarta to start the process of her repatriation to the Philippines. She was brought there from Yogyakarta Sunday, though there's still no definite date of her much-awaited homecoming here in the country. Veloso was convicted of drug trafficking in 2010. Indonesia is leaving it up to President Bongbong Marcos whether or not she will be given pardon. Task Force Canlaon orders mandatory evacuation for residents remaining within the volcano's 6-kilometer permanent danger zone. The Office of Civil Defense says local officials in Negros Occidental and Negros Oriental were directed to complete the evacuation by today, December 16. This comes as volcanic activity remains high. Canlaon was raised to alert level 3 December 9 after an explosive eruption. Malacanang opens its doors to some of the biggest stars in the local entertainment industry for the 5th edition of Concerto sa Palasyo. The palace says Sunday's concert honored the invaluable contributions of local cinema to arts, culture, and the economy. President Marcos attended the show, which featured performances from Jaja Padilla, Dane Mercado, Gian Magdangal, and the Sindao Philippines Performing Arts Guild. Also in attendance, Christopher De Leon, Sharon Cuneta, Vice Ganda, and Tirso Cruz III, among others. Previous editions of the concert honored soldiers, athletes, teachers, and healthcare workers. America united and in better shape. That's how President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris describe their legacy as they prepare to leave office. Biden and Harris reflected on their administration's achievements during the Democratic National Committee's holiday reception on Sunday.
The one thing I've always believed about public service, and especially about the presidency, is the importance of asking yourself, have we left the country better shape than we found it? Today, I can say with every fiber of my being, with all my heart, the answer to that question is a resounding yes. Yes.
With your help, we brought together people from every walk of life and every background, all united by a deep love of country, all motivated by enthusiasm and joy in our fight for America's future.
Pope Francis expresses his love for children, calling them the future. Speaking to journalists on his flight home to Rome, the Pope noted how happy he was with the number of children he saw in Corsica during his visit. There, he celebrated Mass and met with French President Emmanuel Macron. The Pope was also presented with a cake, an early present for his upcoming 88th birthday. Over in Paris, a giant indoor ice rink opens, bringing more holiday cheer to locals and tourists. The 3,000 square meter ice rink is believed to be the largest in the world. The stunning attraction will be open to the public for both beginners and experts until January 8th.
At the beginning, it's kind of difficult, but I'm getting used to it little by little. It's my first time as well, mine and my fiance as well, so yeah, we are having fun. It's okay, it's nice.
I started skating when I was 5, and I was doing it professionally until I came here to Paris. But unfortunately, there isn't ice rink in the city. It's a little bit far from the city. So when I heard they are going to open an ice rink in the Grand Palais, I was so happy, and it's first day, so I'm really happy.
Speaking of holiday cheer, over 1,000 cycling Santas descended on central London to support a children's charity. Dressed in red suits, they toured the British capital to collect money. Onlookers gazed in amazement as they strolled down towards Buckingham Palace. The event marked the 10th edition of the annual Santa Cruise, set up by BMX cycling enthusiast Stefan Wright.
Originally, this was started 10 years ago. Tommy was in hospital. He had been hospitalised due to a near-fatal heart attack. When I was in hospital, we received charity from Echo in the form of somewhere to stay up in London. This was just me paying it forward. I wanted to do something for the charity.
Over in Spain, thousands of Santas swapped their reindeers for motorcycles for the annual Christmas tradition in the city of Catalan. It drew tourists and boosted local businesses, from restaurants to holiday merchandise vendors. And finally, in Mexico, thousands donned the iconic Santa attire to join a fun run. The event began in 2018 and has quickly become a holiday tradition. Up next, Bitcoin reaches yet another new high. We'll tell you more about this when Newsfeed at Noon returns. Stay with BNC. Back on Newsfeed at noon, the government has nullified hundreds of licenses for Philippine offshore gaming operators, or POGOs. PAGCOR Chairman and CEO Alejandro Tenco ordered the non-renewal of permits following President Bongbong Marcos's directive to ban all POGOs by the end of the year. Out of 300 licensed operators, only 7 POGOs now hold active PAGCOR permits. Meanwhile, over 21,000 foreign workers affected by the ban have applied to downgrade their visas with the Immigration Bureau. Motorists should gas up now as prices are going up tomorrow. Oil firms will hike diesel and gasoline by 80 centavos per liter, kerosene by 10 centavos per liter. The Energy Department cites high demand, lingering tensions in the Middle East, and delays in OPEC production as reasons for the price increase. South Korea's Constitutional Court now reviewing the impeachment of President Yoon Suk-yeol. Lawmakers voted to impeach Yoon on Saturday over his botched attempt to place a country under martial law. The court has up to 6 months to decide whether to remove Yoon from office or to reinstate him. The president also faces potential charges of insurrection. Reports say investigators from the police, the defense ministry, and an anti-corruption agency are planning to call Yoon in for questioning this week. Turning now to some royal update, Britain's Prince William makes a rare TV appearance to promote an upcoming documentary. He teamed up with Ted Lasso star Hannah Waddingham to give a sneak peek of the Earthshot report over a pint and darts. The documentary highlights innovators in conservation and environmental studies with a focus on projects celebrated by Prince William's the Earthshot Prize. The Earthshot Prize seeks to discover and fund solutions to environmental problems. Each year, 5 solutions get awarded £1 million.
Future changes we want need to start happening really quite fast now. And so this decade of change is when the Earthshot Prize is kind of running for. Right now, the focus is highlighting, showcasing, scaling all the amazing solutions that are out there. Invest in them and see them and support them and use them, then we will make the Earth more sustainable and better for us all going forward.
The country's financial system resources hit a record 32.8 trillion pesos in October, up 9% from last year. This is a notable improvement from the 30.1 trillion pesos recorded in the same period last year. The banking sector dominates the financial system, contributing 27.3 trillion pesos. But digital banks stealing the spotlight with a massive 34.8% increase in resources, now totaling 113.8 billion pesos. As of October, the banking sector's total assets reached 26.4 trillion pesos, with liabilities at 23 trillion pesos. Britain becomes the first European nation to join a major Indo-Pacific trading bloc. The UK officially became the 12th member of the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership, or CPTPP. The alliance comprises fellow G7 members Canada and Japan, plus long-standing allies Australia and New Zealand. It was created in 2018 and has been seen as a bulwark against Chinese dominance in the region. UK's membership is expected to boost the nation's flagging economy by as much as $2.5 billion annually. Bitcoin reaching new heights as it soars above $105,000 for the first time. The world's largest cryptocurrency hit $105,142 in early trade Monday, extending gains made since Donald Trump won back the U.S. presidency last month. Trump has vowed to make America the crypto capital of the planet. Bitcoin rose above the $100,000 mark for the first time on December 5. In other news, the founder of renowned global fashion brand Mango dies in a mountain accident in Spain. He was 71. Reports say billionaire Isaac Anditch slipped and fell over 100 meters while hiking with his family near Barcelona's Montserrat Caves. The Istanbul-born Anditch moved to Spain in the 1960s and founded Mango in 1984, turning it into a leading fashion retailer with nearly 2,800 stores worldwide. Forbes estimates his net worth at $4.5 billion or nearly 264 billion pesos, making him the 750th richest person in the world. Up ahead on Newsfeed at noon, DLSU star Kevin Kiambao bids goodbye to his college career to pursue his NBA dream. Keep it here on BNC.
Magandang gabi, ako po si Pinky Webb.
Ako naman si Corina Sanchez Rojas. Simulan na natin ang agenda.
We're not confident with numbers, ma'am, because impeachment is a legal process and a political activity.
The PSA recently informed us, Mr. Chair, that all non-existent
need new warships. It will be provocative and will be seen as an escalation. We don't do that. The Philippines does not escalate tension.
Sa bawat issue, may anggulo. At ang balita, may agenda.
Good morning, everyone!
Join Paulo Del Rosario.
Let's get you up to speed with some news that you could use right now.
And Asis Carrillo.
Let's start the day right with laughter, good vibes, and big energy to beat the gloominess out of your morning.
And Monique Tuzon.
Join us in the next hour for stories and conversations that matter. May this day be an unforgettable one for you. Here on
It's a Beautiful Day! This is the scorecard,
where you score the latest sports news
and in-depth views. I'm Anton Rojas.
I'm Erica Christensen.
Get ready. Be prepared. Get to the latest stories, updates, and reports about what's happening in the world of sports. Hosted by Anton Rojas, Erica Christensen.
Where sports is our business and business is our sport.
The Scorecard, 9:30 p.m. on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Good evening, I'm Pinky Webb. Tonight we ask the questions, what does the investigation cover? We tackle the issues.
The president's immunity from suit is absolute.
We clarify matters and we get on point.
Watch his press con. Sinabi niya na ayaw niya ng kudeta.
What is questionable about the AR, sir? The Vice President keeps insisting walang active threat kung hindi ako mamamatay.
Tignan na lang natin, mahirap pang pangunahan eh.
Pinky Webb, on point.
Back on Newsfeed at noon, mission accomplished for UP. After two straight first runner-up finishes, they bring the UAAP men's basketball title back to Diliman. The Fighting Maroons dethroned the De La Salle Green Archers in Game 3 of the finals Sunday at the Smart Araneta Coliseum. Final score 66-62. Both teams pushed each other to the limit again, with a championship at stake. But UP's Francis Lopez atoned for his costly errors in Game 2, knocking down a big three late in the final period. And Quintin Millora Brown sank a pair of clutch free throws to seal the deal for Diliman. Graduating Fighting Maroon JD Cagulangan gets the perfect ending to his UAAP career. He was named Finals MVP in his last dance in the collegiate ranks. After a stellar UAAP career, DLSU's Kevin Kiambao finally reveals the next step of his basketball career. The two-time UAAP MVP says he's now ending his collegiate journey to pursue his NBA dream. He'll start by playing professionally in the Korean Basketball League. In a social media post this morning, Kiambao thanked the Lasallian community for 3 wonderful seasons that he says involved a lot of sweat, tears, and sacrifices. In entertainment news, one of Philippine cinema's most powerful films gets reimagined into a musical. Award-winning director Pepe Diokno assembles some of the country's top theater actors in Isang Himala, an entry to this year's Metro Manila Film Festival. Aisel Santos takes on the role of Elsa, a young woman in the province who claims to have seen an apparition of the Virgin Mary. The 1982 classic is top billed by national artist Nora Honor. On BNC's It's a Beautiful Day, Diokno says the film aims to humanize the character made famous by the superstar.
Nora Honor's Elsa was such an enigma. And it's because if you watch the 1982 film, there's not a lot of dialogue.
Yeah.
It's a lot of silences, and it's a lot of like the mga tingin ng mga actors. And there's so much going on behind Elsa's facade that you're left wondering what's she really thinking. This Elsa is actually more transparent.
Okay.
And because of that, she's more human. What the musical does is it actually expands the narrative. It's not just about Elsa, but it's about how this whole town is transformed by her miracles.
Jokno also shares what the late national artist for cinema, Ismael Bernal, the legendary director of Himala, would have thought about this musical retelling.
Well, Sariki was asked that question, and I will just repeat what Sariki said because I would shudder to think. But Sariki said that he thinks that Ishma would be amused by it, and that the film would make him smile. Sariki seen it, and to see him also smile at the end of watching it was a great moment for me.
Isang Himala premieres in cinemas Christmas Day, December 25. And before we go, bakers and designers face off in the annual gingerbread housemaking competition in Stockholm. With the theme Comeback, the entries range from gingerbread cottages decorated with sweets and icing to a concert by Oasis, who announced a reunion tour in 2025. The People's Choice Award was given to a group who baked a miniature version of Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory.
I think this is a way to start Christmas. This is an exhibition that celebrates Christmas, and the spirit around Christmas is a way for people to come together, to do a house together, but also to go and visit the museum and to experience the exhibition together.
And those are the news this hour. I'm Mai Rodriguez. It's 9 days to go before Christmas Day. Keep it here on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel. Good afternoon.